Information for our audience: if you're not satisfied with the decision made by the Metropolitan Board of Fair Commissioners today, you may appeal the decision by petitioning for a writ of cert with the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court. Your appeal must be filed within 60 days of the date of entry of the board's decision. To ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met, please be advised you should contact your own independent legal counsel. So the meeting's called to order. First item on the agenda is review and approval of the minutes from November 12th. These minutes have been circulated to the board.
I move to approve.
We have a move to approve.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Put these minutes into the record.
Really tight. The cord's really tight.
Does the sound okay? No?
I don't think they could hear it.
We're going to have to just go really close. The cords are really tight today.
Testing.
Check.
Hey.
Check.
That's a lot better.
I'll just have really bad posture.
Check. A little better. Sorry, Alex. You have some more monitor in number 5, please. All right. I think you got a better cord or something. I don't know.
Do you want to switch spot?
Oh, we could do that. Here we go.
That definitely switched the name.
All right. Hello.
Oh, way better.
All right, so we're going to move to public comment time. The comedy part of our show is over. Anybody want to speak at the podium here? 3 minutes. If not, we'll move on to our monthly reports. We have a financial report. Felicia Bowman. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Good morning. I have the Can you hear?
Yeah,
You can't hear?
Put it right up.
Yeah, get real close.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Just missing.
Yes.
Okay. The financials for the period ending October 31st, 2019. Revenue, $1,080,000. $1,080,006. Expenditures, $1,011,383 for a net gain of $68,623. Depreciation through October, $60,210. Payroll expenses. The breakdown of the expenditures are as follows. Payroll, $446,238. Utilities, $223,464. Purchase services, $46,890. Supplies, $48,175. Communication, $8,063. Temporary services, $45,125. Security services, $30,458. IT services, $39,967. Insurance permits and low cap, $123,003, which brings us to the $1,011,383 for the month of October. We are still diligently working with downtown with regards to the financials and getting better reports for the board. As of yesterday, last check, we still don't have the month-to-month report available for us to present to the board. As soon as that is created, we will go in and get that information for you. And hopefully it will go back to July to give us a breakdown of the monthly expenditures. Right now, we have just a total for you every month.
Is that due to the new program change?
Yes, the switch to R12. They're still working on programming. We're still having some bugs. Even up till last week, we were without service, so they're working on getting us where we don't have service interruptions, and then they only have 2 or 3 people working on programming for the entire city. So with them trying to keep everything on track, creating the reports kind of took a back seat. So as they create those reports, we'll get those to you, and which will give you more information. And that is why you don't have the dashboard reports, because we don't have the breakdown for each month in order to present those dashboards to you. But as soon as we can get that information, if I can go back to July, I will create them all for you and have them for the board. Any questions about the financials?
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Executive Director's report, please.
As you recall, last meeting, there was action taken regarding our Speedway contract. Do have an update since the last meeting that we have engaged in conversations with a promoter and are proceeding with a full 2020 racing schedule, which we're really thrilled about. We've got a very reputable professional promoter who has stepped up, and we intend on contracting with this individual through for the 2020 season. So per your direction, I will be exercising, my authority to enter into entertainment contract with him for the next season.
Okay. Other items in the report for you?
No, just that, events are very, very strong. November flea market wasn't quite as robust as September, October, but we also had really terrible weather in November. It was cold and rainy, and it was a tough day, tough weekend, except for Sunday where it cleared up, and then we had a much better crowd. So we continue to make adjustments to both operations and adjustments within the buildings as we do events. You kind of learn different maybe pinch points as we do each unique event. I'll remind you that we have a year of firsts. Every event that takes place in this building is most likely a first in this building. So we had vintage market days this past weekend. We've got looking forward to Porter Flea, and then we've got the December flea market. I'm sure Marianne can give us an idea of where we're looking for on booth counts. Generally, December isn't one of our strongest months just because of the holidays, but certainly looking forward to having some late shoppers come for the December market. And then, of course, right after the first of the year, we have a significant first quarter large-scale consumer expo shows calendar. A lot of our big shows are here, Lawn and Garden, Swap Meet. We have an RV show. So there's a lot of activity first quarter, and that's going to be a very strong quarter for us.
Can you give us an update on how Christmas Village went?
Christmas Village went amazing. The crowd was very strong. Parking was incredibly strong as well. Great revenue off of parking. Since the hill was available, we utilized that space for parking. And, with those big events, we have post-event briefings with the event promoter after, so we can, again, make adjustments, talk about what worked, what didn't, what we can adjust for the next year. And that's coming up, I believe, this coming up week, where we're going to be meeting with them to talk about how we can make improvements going into next year. But overall, it was incredibly successful. And I'll get the numbers. They're very diligent about reporting their revenue and their then subsequent donation to their charity of choice. So we'll get those figures from them hopefully soon.
Wanted to say a word of thank you to Laura and the staff for doing a lot of the heavy lifting and finding a contingency plan for racing in short order, and it's greatly appreciated.
Okay, your mic is poor. Yeah. I know Wedgwood was very active this weekend. Couple things, we could save this for later, but a couple early things that have come up. I think one of the cell phone services is having a tough time. Is it Verizon? And have we looked into any solutions for that?
Yes, we do. It has been known for some time that we've got some reception issues for cell phones. We are working with ITS. They've given us a preliminary estimate for a broad antenna system that will not just cover one carrier, but all carriers. It's very pricey. They're working on a design right now. The early estimates are upwards of $300,000 for a system. So we're absolutely working with GHP and ITS to identify what that solution can be. And of course, the funding that goes along with it.
And then we had some food trucks outside, and some people were trying to get access to the bathrooms, but there's ticketed shows, so what kind of-
So what we realized this weekend, it was, admittedly, Scott and I were kind of taken off guard a little bit. He and I talked about this yesterday. The reported issue was that we oftentimes will contract through our food and beverage provider supplemental food trucks to, add to the environment, the atmosphere of an event. And we had several food trucks that were present this weekend for Vintage Market Days. Apparently, some of them have quite the following, and so people were coming in just to go to the food trucks, not necessarily interested in coming into the events. And so our restrooms, because they're accessible from inside and outside, we had to be creative a little bit, and there was no way for just the food truck people to get in without entering the event and paying the ticketed price to get into the event. So we're going to make some adjustments this weekend with Porter Flea and get the restrooms in Building 3 available on the exterior so people can come in, use the restrooms who are only here for the food trucks and not here for the event.
Okay, that's good. Any questions, anybody? If not, we can move on to the Fairgrounds Improvement Project update.
Can you hear me okay? Is this on? Says it's on.
Give it a test. 1, 2.
Nope. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No.
Not really.
Scott, could you just check that mic for me? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I hear a little something. It's really low.
Speak really loud, Ed.
Don't mind shouting a little bit this morning. Hopefully that's okay. Everybody, at least board and staff, can you hear me pretty well? All right. I'm going to kick off the update this morning. I'm going to be doing that with the financials. And you all should have in front of you 2 pages, one blue, one green. I'll start with the blue page. That's primarily Fairgrounds, as I'll call it, Fairgrounds proper, and then the green page is the Fair Park update. I'll just do my usual from working top to bottom. I'll start with an update related to construction. As you can see, over 90% complete there. And again, I always like to start with what I'm presenting to you this morning is 30 to 45 days in arrears of what's actually happened on site. So this is based off of invoices received and submitted. So that does create a lag time from what's actually present in the field versus what I'm presenting this morning. But again, starting with construction, you'll see there about 92% complete. And I'll highlight that the cost to complete in that line item, about $2.6 million. One of the things that I think a very easy way of dissecting that for you all is about half of that is retainage, which is in the process of being released now. It's been submitted to Laura. Our team has reviewed it. So about half of those dollars, when I present to you next time, will move over to the completed category. And that'll leave about $1.3 million. And the remainder of those funds break down fairly similar to this. About $1 million of those dollars are for the flex and the flex space, the general purpose building that'll be used for storage and maintenance equipment. And then also the remaining dollars will be utilized as we see fit. Maybe there'll be funds there for any type of distributed antenna system and also other needs that are still being identified for the Fairgrounds Expo space. Design, which is the next item, about $40,000 left there. That is to, one, finish the closeout here, the warranty items related to this space, and it also will cover the administration of design for that flex and general purpose space that I mentioned. So feeling comfortably in budget on both of those 2 line items. It's counted for the remaining scope here in the space as well as the scope outlined for the maintenance and the flex space. We also have FF&E budget, which has been updated since the last time I presented to you. Over $100,000 has now been spent out of that budget. Monitoring that, working closely with Laura and her team on that. I believe there's a few line items and, of course, some things that are still to be paid out of that. We have some vendor work that is being troubleshooted at the time before we pay those next invoices. But again, that's trending well. Could be an opportunity for some savings and reallocation there for Laura, her team.
Would the antenna system come out of that budget?
It is not currently carried there, so that pricing that Laura mentioned earlier is not factored in there. But any dollars that aren't spent out of that would be able to contribute to that cost.
Yes.
Is kind of relatedly, is there a Wi-Fi system currently budgeted as part of this?
Yes, there is Wi-Fi that is installed and being troubleshooted as we speak. One of those items that I mentioned.
Yes.
That is in that number. Next section is the project management and related expenses. Again, over $290,000 left there. That covers our team as well as third parties that are commissioning and materials testing. We're mostly wrapped up with materials testing. There are a few items in terms of remaining construction that are exterior to the building, so very few dollars remain there. Commissioning work is still happening. There's still some testing and balancing going on with our HVAC sub that's on site. So we have some dollars left in the bucket there. And then our project management team under GHP, enough dollars there to carry us through because, again, we have not only this building to close out, but projecting for the flex and general purpose space that will be constructed starting the beginning of next year. Small amount of contingency there. Still tracking some contingency there. Again, as we've gotten to this point, more than 90% complete. We don't need to have a lot of contingency, but there is some there. And again, as we move forward, we talked about a few things. One that Caleb and Laura have mentioned, potentially allocating some dollars for things that are identified as priorities to move forward. The next large section that you have in the middle of the page is the demolition of the existing structures. Presented previously at a board meeting that was broken out. Sorry.
It's Danny. Thank you.
Good. I'll try to alter it so I'm not shouting much more. And so that section of the budget has not seen any movement, but it is broken out to represent that allocation of that $1.8 million committed to demolition of the existing structures top of the hill. Grandstands, what you'll see there, again, essentially have reduced that budget. The only dollars that are there, you see that $643 on that line item. There's just one sub, our electrical contractor, that has a little bit of retainage. So as I mentioned to you guys, when we do that retainage release, it'll wash through the entire budget, and that $643 will be removed, and that line item will be zeroed out, similar to repairs, demolition, and site master planning. Any questions about this budget? I'll touch on the Fair Park budget after this.
The previous funds in the grandstand budget, where did it get reallocated to?
So that was moved when I presented last time to the construction line item, Expo Building, and those costs are essentially what's going to cover the flex and multi-purpose space. Other questions? If not, if you will turn to the page that has the green covering on it labeled Fair Park, just to, again, orient everyone. So it used to all be on one page, and I was tracking, the one line item that was related to Fairgrounds budget, Fairgrounds allocation funds. But after some conversations with Metro Finance, we're presenting both of these documents to make sure you have a complete picture of what's there. You will see that again, Fair Park, this is just phase one, is over 90% complete as well. The two sources of funds there, there's just a bit over $40,000 remaining from the park. That's covering primarily maintenance that is worked into the contractor's contract for a year after that space has been open. And so that $40,000 is tracking down monthly as they perform certain maintenance items there, as well as there's some dollars in there for soccer goals and things like that. Just small items, but that's being still managed under Monique Onum and her team over at Parks. The remainder of funds that are left there, just over $600,000, is allocated to complete what has been termed Voters Island, or Phase 1B of Fair Park, but for you all, that's where the Election Commission's building sits. We had a price previously. All that work had been scoped out and bid, and actually had contractors on board. Due to the time frame, we'll be working through getting some new pricing for that, but those funds are still allocated there. So there's about $620,000 to get that scope completed. We should have pricing to present to you all, as well as a timeline the next board meeting. I believe the latest in terms of when the Elections Commission building will move out is later this month. I think the 16th was the last date I heard. Ron can maybe, or Laura's nodding, so I believe that's correct. And so again, we'll pick up our efforts there following that. But that's the update. I wouldn't hold too much to the numbers the way they're broken out now, again, because we will be getting some updated pricing. But the $620 is the amount that we have allocated to complete that work.
Is that building empty?
It will be. The plan is it will be on the 16th,
Okay.
or by the 16th.
Yeah, the latest date we received is moving company coming the 16th to the 20th.
Is Commissioner Hemmer driving the moving truck?
He is.
They storing it with the school buses that used to be here?
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever. Never gets the job done.
We voted them off the island, right?
Any other? Yep.
Questions for Ed?
Thank you, board. Thank you, staff.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. I think as Ed pointed out, we are winding up everything. I want to remind everybody, it was a year ago this week that we actually started doing earthwork on this project. So we've come a long way in a year.
1 year, okay.
We are in the process of finalizing a lot of the numbers with the contractors and determining where we had allocated money for potential issues such as earthwork. We're beginning to go through those numbers now and then sit down with Laura and say, how do we best allocate them going forward? This distributed antenna system that you've been discussing is one item. There's several others that are smaller that we'll be going through over the next few months with Laura and trying to wind up. We are beginning to de-energize some of the vacant structures for safety reasons so that we don't have hot electricity up there. As Ed mentioned, the Voters Building, they're moving out next week. We're working with them to get access. Starting anything in the middle of December is difficult on a good day, so we'll be winding that project up. We'll be getting that project started sometime after the first of the year. On the infrastructure project, we're still reviewing the 30% documents, design documents, and going through some of the pricing issues. And then on the MLS stadium, the design development drawings are still being reviewed. There's still some changes being made on those. And that's pretty much an overview.
Sir.
What's some overall progress updates on the demolition?
I think the demolition, along with all the other packages, are being reviewed. And we're working with the administration and others as they're trying to understand where the funds are and how they're allocated. But it's still in the review process.
Just for the rest of the board's information, I had spoken with the mayor's office last week about the demolition contracts and hoped that we could move those along. I know the board's been very anxious and had a lot of conversations about that, and I think it's a big priority and wanted to basically decouple the demolition from the other large review that the mayor's office is doing on the stadium as those buildings are no longer needed and we're ready to see those gone. So my hope is that you can continue to push that message
Yes, sir.
in our weekly meetings with the mayors.
We'll be happy to pass that along. Thank you.
I think that's
one
the,
other quick thing that I forgot on mine.
okay.
Just for general information, I forgot to mention this during my update, is Felicia participated on a Metro-wide RFP for pouring rights. It's for soft drinks, and I think we had already reported that Pepsi was given the intent to award. So over the holidays and into the first of the year, we will be transitioning our restaurant and our food service from Coca-Cola products to Pepsi. But as part of that, we're certainly going to be going through some contract negotiation, but I'm very encouraged because we've got a supplemental contribution from Pepsi to our advertising and marketing budget, which is going to be incredibly helpful. Certainly that we're going to focus on our events here, especially the flea market and our racing season. So.
I see we have Mr. Jones here. Anything from the State Fair to share with us? You're looking sharp. We got to get you up in front of
Yes, I agree. I am looking sharp today. I appreciate that. No, we, staff, and we've been meeting with our department heads in livestock and creative arts, planning on the 2020 fair. So we are working on that because we have to keep all those people moving forward, keep that momentum. Ultimately, I've had some conversations with the mayor's office, and of course they're supposed to get back, about some of the issues that we'll be having to hurdles as far as trying to put the fair on here at the current site. So hopefully we can get that stuff worked out with the staff and the board and the mayor's office. So we're definitely, excited about trying to produce a fair here in 2020 on the site, but we just have to be able to do that, so logistically.
Okay.
So.
Well, let us know if we can help.
Huh?
Let us know if we can help.
Well, after meeting, we'll talk some more, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything for today's meeting? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.